Alright, everyone, time to look at the final episode of the day, which is 11:59. Excuse me. Andy opens a safe in Diggle's home, evacuates and stacks a firearm. Diggle discovers him, but they uncover that he revealed to Andy where to discover the firearm, so Andy would have a sense of security. Andy's friend Hive thinks about him, and uncovers that Merlin needs Andy's assistance. John and Andy film the remainder of the posse in the dugout, and Merlin's arrangement was to take a few rockets. Oliver takes a gander at the symbol they have put away now, and confesses to having seen it only on you. He's concerned that Merlin needs to take the icon. Diggle recommends utilizing Andy as a truthful special Hive. Oliver is uncertain about that. He's not persuaded that Andy can be trusted. They see on the TV that Rube Adams has been chosen mayor. Laura, Oliver, and Thea go to Rube's acknowledgement discourse. An individual from the press reveals to Oliver they got 40% of the write-in votes. Rube approaches the group and offers Laurel an advancement to district attorney. Flashback. Oliver attempts to converse with Tiana about the need to slaughter individuals. She takes a gander at a photograph of herself and her siblings as youngsters and recollects more joyful occasions. Oliver discloses to her that he no longer ganders at the photograph he conveys from his previous lifestyle. The individual Tiana was before the island would not endure it. She gets her feet and consents to battle. Straightforward, and the Green Arrows sit in their van, trusting that the ghosts will desire the rockets. Trianthea stay in the fortification. When we talk about Laurel's proposition for employment and Merlin's contribution with Hive, Thea will not call him father, something Merlin sees when he strolls in, shown by a few men-dressed individuals from the League of Assassins. He's there for the symbol. Rocket Brick restarts, with the Green Arrow and Spartan giving pursue. Laura battles the men while Thea follows Merlin, who rapidly finds the idol. Thea battles him. With Andy's assistance, Green Arrow and Spartan stop the theft without any problem. Too effectively, which just to get away from Green Arrow's notification. Thea and Merlin keep battling, with her picking up the advantage and nailing him down, two cutting edges to his throat. She delays, and Merlin gets free. In the interim, Laura wins her battle and tracks down Thea. In any case, Merlin and the Icon are no more. Oliver and Dick come back to the dugout and realize what occurred. Thea is irate and goes to hit the road with expectations of discovering Merlin. Oliver wouldn't like to utilize Andy further, yet Dick is tenacious. Oliver and Laurel talk secretly, as she can see that he presumes Andy. Laura faces Oliver to be sure before he does whatever could break his companionship with Dick. They are hindered by a call from Lance. Tiana goes to where a few warriors are guarding the detainees. She whispers of the ghastly occurring in the cavern, and two of the men go to the cavern to check, where Oliver is pausing. Tiana takes a third man and gets the keys, discharging the detainees from their confines. Aaron and Laurel eat at a Chinese eatery. She decides to take the DA work, with the goal that she can be a government operative in Ruby's internal circle. Aaron calls attention to that the DA has 24-hour security, in the event she takes it, she can't be the Black Canary any longer. He's happy she's the Black Canary and needs her to proceed. Oliver and Diggle discover Thea honing an edge, still irate. And he calls them. He's found Merlin and a portion of his supporters in a production line. Green Arrow, Speedy, and Spartan join Andy at the manufacturing plant. As they search for Merlin, Green Arrow and Andy get isolated from the gathering and a booby trap sends bolts flying at them. Andy hops before the Green Arrow, taking a bolt to the shoulder. Merlin visits Dark at Iron Heights, presenting to him the icon. That was Hammond's arrangement that if Merlin helps Dark, Merlin and Thea will be saved from Genesis. Dark brings up that a piece is missing, and the symbol is in this way futile. He sends Merlin to locate the missing piece. Diggle watches out for Andy's shoulder. Andy's alarm since he has been undermined. Diggle attempts to quiet Andy by uncovering that they expelled a piece from the symbol and that Dick himself concealed it. They are hindered by the Green Arrow, prevents Dick from disclosing to Andy where the concealing spot is. She chooses to utilize her capacity as ADA to have Dark's cell looked. Green Arrow sets Thea and Diggle ahead while he runs down the lead and advises Andy to return home. Tiana and Oliver keep on killing Raiders' men. They send the detainees to the pontoons. However, Oliver needs to design a snare for Raider. She looks as Dark's cell is looked. Dark is quiet, realizing they won't discover anything. He automatically compromises Laurel and blames Lance for having dementia. Tree's not scared. In John's home, Andy, look. The Green Arrow appears and blames Andy for searching for the missing stone. Andy demands that he simply check for bugs. However, the Green Arrow doesn't trust him and assaults, harming Andy. McGovern shows up and takes steps to shoot the Green Arrow. Green Arrow eases off, and Dick sends him away. On the third occasion, Dick and Oliver contend about Andy while Theo watches. Oliver simply doesn't figure Andy can return from what he was. Burrow accuses Oliver's conduct for a separation, blaming Oliver for being trapped. He attempts to comfort Oliver when Laurel shows up. She didn't discover the icon. That was Ironhide's surveillance camera feed. Murmur pushes a truck of books through the jail, giving books to a few detainees in their cells. Oliver concedes he ought to tune in to Laurel about how to deal with Andy. She goes to him that she is turning down the DA position so she could keep on being a piece of the group. Oliver reveals to her the group is self-destructing. It also reminds Laurel she was attempting to be DA until Sarah passing changed her strategic. Presuming that Sarah isn't dead any longer, she had to return to her old dream. At Iron Heights, the cell entryway is open. Marber presents to Dark the symbol, covered up on his book truck. The books he gave out had blades in them. The detainees revolt, cutting a few monitors and abducting others. The group gets some answers concerning the mob in the dugout. Lord sees surveillance, says, one final time. Arrow drives up to Iron Heights and causes a scene with the police, demanding seeing Pike. As Green Arrow, Speedy, Black Canary, and Spartan are gone, Lance punches Pike, causing the interruption they have to get inside. Andy goes along with them, demanding substantiating himself. They split up. Merriman and a few detainees connect with Black Canary and Speedy in a battle, while Spartan and Andy likewise battle with detainees. Raylan discovers Speedy and Black Canary proceeds onward as father and daughter battle again. Dark knows the Saints are in the jail. He arranges the prisoners murdered, yet Green Arrow, Black Canary, Spartan, and Andy all appear and start battling the detainees, holding up a Dark. Still battling in the lobby, Merlin pins Speedy against the bars of his cell. He says that the lost bloodlust is the reason she can't murder him. It harmed her to lose it. He flees. Andy's abducted by a detainee. Dark orders the group to drop their weapons, and they do. With the Green Arrow sprite Black Canary caught, Andy is discharged. He hands Dark the missing stone, having working for Hive the entire time. Dark assembles the idol back, just to take 2 bolts in the middle, courtesy of Speedy. The battle begins again as Dark evacuates the bolts and holds his magical hands to the idol. There's insufficient blood. Stark takes shots at an injured prisoner on the ground and uses his blood to recover his otherworldly powers. He mysteriously gets all the team members, holding them set up. Merlin shows up simply at that point. Dark uncovers that he knows all the heroes' real identities, not from Merlin, but from Andy, who's Renner Spartan's identity as a sibling. From that point, Dark had the option to figure out who the others were. He throws Spartan and Speedy away, they climb with the divider before turning on Black Canary. Green Arrow oversees himself to shoot a bullet at Dark. Dark hits the bullet and recovers Green Arrow. Dark discloses Black Canary to give her dad a message, and that point cuts her with a bolt. Dark, Merlin, and Andy all get away. Green Arrow lifts Black Canary up and takes her to the hospital. Events Specialist agrees to help. She sends Green Arrow away before he can be found. As Oliver and Tiana set up explosives to trap Raider in the cavern, she gets some information about the picture from his previous life that Oliver referenced before. Oliver gives her an image of Laurel and says that before the island, Laurel was home to him. She requests that he go to Russia and to her family what befell her and Vlad in the event that she passes on. She also offers to do likewise with Laurel if Oliver doesn't endure. In the cavern, Raider and 2 of his men are with the idol when they hear the blast catching them. Raider is uninterested and executes his men, utilizing their blood to draw power from the idol. At the police station, Laurel is in a seat, bound to a work area. A female cop fills him in on Black Canary's injury and implores her to place him in contact with Pike. He'll let himself back in, however, he needs to go now. Oliver waits at the clinic as Dick, Thea, and Felicity appear. Thea uncovers that alongside Dark, around 50 detainees got away. Tucker reprimands himself for trusting Andy and can't forgive himself. The posse looks as Laurel is wheeled into a room. A similar doctor from the jail reveals to them that she'll be all right and is requesting them. At her medical clinic room, Laurel gets some information about Dark. However, they all urge her to rest. She scoffs to them that she moved toward it, spraying last night as a black canary, yet it adjusted her perspective. Battling with them is the thing that causes her to feel alive. Felicity, Thea, and Dick all disclose to Laurel that they love her and leave her with Oliver. Laurel advises Oliver to rest as well, however, he won't leave. She requests that he bring something from her pocket. It's the same picture of her that Oliver carried on Lian Yu. She sees Oliver discover his way back to Felicity and discloses to him that she realizes she is the affection for his life. However, he was consistently the adoration for hers. She approaches Oliver for some help. He advises the team she converses with Lance and he is on his way when Laurel begins dying. The posse follow the specialist into Laurel's room, where she's having a seizure. They join Oliver and watch weakly as Laurel's given CPR. However, it is nothing but bad. Her heart stops. The specialists call the time of death 11:59. The entire team cries as Oliver strolls into the lobby, shocked. Lance tells us a few doors down. However, one glance at Oliver's face and he knows. Laurel sinks to the ground as the two men gaze at one another, crying. Oh, man. So now let's take a look at some trivia surrounding this episode. The title is a reference to Laurel Lance's time of death, as announced by the presiding doctor. Damon Dark mentions the Kushu idol was made by the Homomagi. In DC Comics, the Homomagi are a subspecies of humanity who naturally have magical powers. And finally, let's take a look at some goofs. Despite an official synopsis referring to Felicity talking to Curtis, this never occurs, nor does the latter even appear. During an attempted resuscitation on Laurel, the medical staff delivered cardiac stimulation via defibrillator and applied conductive patches as a standard practice. However, they placed the patches on top of Laurel's hospital gown instead of directly on her skin. This will interfere with the delivery of the electrical current, potentially causing her gown to melt or catch fire as a result. In the scene where Laurel goes in cardiac arrest, the medical staff are seen working on her resuscitation for barely 60 seconds before declaring her deceased. The amount of time is far too short to give up on resuscitation. When Dr. Schwartz gives the time of death for Laurel, she says it's only 11:59 without saying PM. Regardless, the time of death is given in 24-hour time, which would put Laurel's death at 23:59. So overall, this is just a really sad episode, and well, yeah, it's really hard to, Laurel's dead, so who knows what's gonna happen now, so yeah. So overall, I give 11:59, 5 arrowheads out of 5. Well, anyway, tune in more as we till the next episode, Canary Cry. So, until then, in the words of Oliver Queen, you have failed this city.